telling me that your wife is supposed to be dusty, dirty, and dependent on the system, and then that's going to get you into heaven? The fact that you read a Bible, but it don't have to be a reflection of what it is that you do on this earth. What did you do on this earth? How many jobs did you provide? Because you still dependent on the white man that you called the devil in order to make sure that your family is fed. So help me to understand this. If your God is so powerful, all knowing, then why are you dependent on the devil for you to feed your family?
Corporate.
What does that mean?
I work in finance, so you're talking. It's kind of cloudy, right? I know how you can leverage W-2 and 401ks, IRAs, multi-million investments, right? What was the investments that you claimed to have made to get you multi-millions?
I just told you.
Okay, but it's like, okay, real estate.
Hold on, wait. I'll give you another thing because I don't want this to be really, really drawn out. If you want to go and look at let me answer. If you want to go and look at some of my property, it is very publicly available on my channel.
There ain't no fucking property on your. Stop the cap.
Anton, in a good recession, you lived in the last 10 years. What has been the primary?
In the last 10 years, he was living with mommy and daddy, but he's richer than your favorite rapper. He got fired from his 9 to 5 for faking sick days and then fumbled a bag for him and several family members and had to move in with his mommy.
Go and look at some of my properties. It is available on YouTube, and if you want to find out some of my businesses specifically, you are more than welcome to join the Patreon.
Wow, so we got to pay him $40 and join his cult Patreon for him to even tell us the name of a corporation he started. Stop the cap.
You do not. So you're saying your W-2 income that you relayed into investments caused you to have your multi-million-dollar worth?
Is that two things can be true at the same time. It's a multi-layered approach. When you look at the appreciation of real estate, what I've been able to do with my businesses, especially the web development company, and then also, you gotta let me talk, bro.
But he won't give us the name of the web development company, and we didn't see no web development company on his LinkedIn. So Anton, why are you lying?
And then also what I've been able to parlay with regard to my actual jobs that I work, including the one that I have now, and my W-2s is available in there in my Patreon. You can put it all together.
That's 4 months ago for the new VP role, and there was one VP role prior to that, and the other roles there were smaller roles. They didn't have large W-2 attached to it.
In there. Those are not
large W-2 income jobs. They're capping.
I have over 54 videos in there. You are more than welcome to go through.
What does that
Anton, you're capping about the other roles. The other roles, respectfully, especially the locale you're located in, they're not paying you a large sum of money. That's only one big bag role that's been confirmed prior to the new one you just got a couple months ago. The other roles are smaller roles in nature.
Of why it's important to pay attention to time, dog, regardless of what kind of outfit I got on. Because I can help you operate in a state to where you're not panicking. So many people operate from the perspective of panic, and that's unfortunate. And I didn't even mention one of the most important aspects of why it's important to pay attention to time, dog, regardless of what kind of outfit I got on. Because I can help you operate in a state to where you're not panicking. And I didn't even mention one of the most important aspects of why it's important to pay attention to time, dog, regardless of what kind of outfit I got on. Because I can help you operate in a state to where you're not panicking.
His father passes away due to a workplace incident. There's a lawsuit with the city. The Daniels family wins. And years later, Anton Daniels pops up online talking about, look at my wife, look at my life, I'm so rich, look at my car, I'm so rich, look at my Jordans, I'm so rich, look at my sneakers, I'm so rich, look at my Gucci sweater, I'm so rich, look at my Rolex, I'm so rich. Man, I didn't know financing depreciating assets makes you rich or wealthy, but let's go ahead and get into what our anonymous source had to say about Anton Daniels.
anonymous, but I'll tell you that I work in the financial sector. That's how I was introduced to Anton and have information on his financial status. And let me tell you, this man is nothing more than your cliche spoiled trust fund kid. His dad died during a workplace incident, and his family was awarded a large settlement with the state. The reason I know this is because Anton told me during the pre-qualification process, although I won't go into what he was trying to get.
And I know it's a bit distorted, but this is a person who works in the financial sector. Anton Daniel was trying to get approved for something, but during the pre-approval process, you got to look at someone's financial records. You have to look what assets, what liabilities they have, and he's saying straight up, extremely low income, extremely bad credit, and the only thing that he can try to use for proof of funds to secure the financing was money in trust accounts. Oh, and I think we know how he got that money. I think we know how he got that money.
For us, that would directly lead back to me. Either way, I saw he had terrible credit score, very low income, yet he had money he had access to through trust accounts that he was attempting to use as proof of funds. So when I see all this stuff online, when he's claiming to be this huge business mogul, that's total BS. Just like 90% of trust fund kids do, they're insecure about living off their parents as a grown adult, so they lie about their income and even start businesses to make it seem like they're achieving something, and that's where his...
What did he just say? He said that he sees it all the time. When you're dealing with these trust fund recipients, when you're dealing with these kids that are tricking off mommy and daddy's money, they're what? They're very insecure about it. They're very, very insecure. And what do? They try to start nonprofit organizations. They try to start up failed businesses to do what? To seem like they're doing something on their own, to seem like they actually got something going for themselves. And guess what, y'all? We got receipts on Anton Daniels. I mean, the only verifiable business that we can see that he was a part of was a failed restaurant.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Racha HaKwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you, brethren, you other elders and brethren, you fellow believers of this faith. That includes you sincere sisters, and shalom to the elect. So anyway, this video, several brothers has done videos on this guy, Anton Daniels. I did a video a while back. He was talking about Israelites as hot trash, and he just lumps all of us in together. So we're going to go in on this guy, right? We're going to go in and expose this guy further. You know, in fact, it was already exposed. There's various videos on this guy. I even went in, did further research on this guy. This guy is a complete fraud, man. In fact, when he pulls up all this information, like how the IUIC bishop does and various other people who have some form of money or wealth, it shows it in his W-2s. There's not hidden behind a Patreon, right? But this guy wants you to pay $49, right, to go in to look at his tax records, to look at his businesses. And the point of businesses, selling your business, is marketing your business so everybody can see and they can buy from you. I've never heard of that, but I guess with this guy, the Black Messiah, right, he's nothing but a hustler. He don't like Hebrew Israelites, but he'll wear the beard like one. But he's got the effeminate mindset of a Christian, right? A woman. This is what he reminds me of. You know, he has that mindset. Now, in the beginning of the video, he was talking about what would your God do? Did your God want you to make businesses and sell money and real estates? The Lord is not dealing with this money. This money is left-hand energy, right? And it's full of oppression. It's because of this very money that our people are destroyed and killing one another, right? And buying the wicked, evil substances, you know, that destroyed us, man, right? And this guy does videos on the marriage of women, and he has all this stuff he has to say about the families and women and how they going off. But we have the answer. That's why we out teaching it. But this guy, he loves money, okay? But what I've learned, you know, let me read the scripture real quick and I'll come back to the commentary. You know, it's something I learned a long time ago about guys like this. And I knew this guy was a fraud, man. You could see he's a fraud. Let's go to, I think it's 1 Timothy 6:10. It says, we can quote this, "For the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows." And we're talking about these are the Israelites who does that too. But really, we going on to this guy. And this guy is talking about how many businesses have you created for the people. How do you know we don't create businesses? How do you know we don't own businesses, right? How do you know some of us aren't successful in that way? What is this guy talking about? See, that's the assumption. Just because we wear garments and we out on the hedges teaching the Lord's word, right, that we're so-called bums. But what did Yahushua do, man? He saw many examples of men that was boasting to be wealthy. And what did they do, right? So it wasn't about so much wealth. The wealth comes in his Father's kingdom. That's why it says, lay not yourself up treasures. It says, lay up your treasures in heaven, where moth and rust doth not corrupt, and thieves break through and steal. So it's not about riches here on this planet. This is why this fool, who supposedly grandma told him the prayer, or his mama told him the prayer of the Lord's Prayer, and in that prayer it said, give us, Lord, our daily bread. He didn't say, give us, Lord, all the bread, man, all the riches, right? But he can't see that, right? This hustler can't see that. And I want to say, again, when a guy is always bragging about how much money he has and wealth, this infomercial messiah, right, who got all the money and all the riches. And when you see people do that, you have to run from them, because anybody got to brag about how much money they got, they really don't have it, you know, unless it's for a platform like boxing and they having some fun and they're just talking trash, right? But for the most part, anybody who's in a serious mind of business is not going to use business and hide it behind business to try to make money for himself. Then that means he's more likely a scam artist, man. This guy is a complete scam artist, and there's a lot of guys like this. This is another brother Polight. If you ask me, my opinion, this guy's another brother Polight, man. You know, let's go to Galatians 6:3. And I remember Elder Apostle Tahar quoted this like years back when I first came into truth, and it stuck with me ever since then, right? Because you got a lot of Jake like that, man. Some come into truth like that, right? They think they're everything, right? It says, if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself, right? That's what he does. See, when you look at the other contents like Willie D, right? He got his platform. Shannon Sharp made a ton of money off of Cat Williams and various other people that he's hired in to do. You got to understand, people like that do not need to boast and characterize themselves with money, right? You don't have to do that if that's what you're making. But anytime somebody tries to use wealth and business and money, right, to extort you and make you seem to be more than what you are, or convince you to be on the level of him that is clearly not righteous, right? Or clearly is not true. It's false. Then you got to run away from a guy like that, right? And then what this guy's really wanting, and this is my belief, he wanting to get tapped on the shoulder, man, so he can really be juiced in. That's what he wants. Because people with influence, they get tapped on the shoulder, and then they get that money. And then once they get their money and sell out their so-called community, you don't hear from them no more, man. So when this guy started joining those parties and getting himself up in there, you know, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to sell himself, you know, on that higher level of the boule type of stuff, man. That's what I believe. And then when you go into his profiles and everything and you look at it, it just says, oh, he made millions. But it doesn't give no exact amount. See, that's like one of them hustlers out on the street throwing a bunch of dollar bills up in the air, right? And making people believe that they're wealthy. And they're not. See, I think one place said he had one part of the video or some article said he had 5 million or so. Man, that's nothing in this day and age, man. 30 years ago, it might have been all right. But man, this man's popping off like he's raking in 20 million, 30 million a year. Man, come on off of that, man. It's just as fast as you got there, man, the fastest you can lose it. When them taxes start rolling around on all that stuff you buying, so now he has to use YouTube, right, to try to uplift this audience. This is Proverbs 23:5, right? Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings. They fly away as an eagle toward heaven, right? So you got some people who are rich, who are meant to be rich, right? But understand, you still in captivity. You still in captivity. At the end of the day, that money is not your money. Your face is not on that money. And if you ever decide to say, hey, forget the money, I'm going to buy a whole ton of gold, somebody's going to be knocking on your door. All right, you the man. You the man. See, these are the type of guys, right, who try to look down on other people, right, even for practicing their religion or whatever belief they have. He looks down on people, right? But he won't go into them other areas and say anything about anybody else and try to knock them for what they do. He wants to come to us because he wants to make a platform. That's what he does. Everybody else is taking a jab at the Israelites. Let me step in and take a jab. Because if I talk about the Israelites, well, that's more platform, more money coming to me, because we know people don't like the Israelites. That, again, this is fraudulent behavior, man. This guy is a complete fraud. All right, so let's go to another scripture. Proverbs 25:14. It says, as there were clouds and wind without rain, so is a man that boasts of false gifts. Right? That's who this guy is. Right? It says, as there are clouds and wind without rain, right? So is a man boast of false gifts, meaning empty. He ain't got it like that, man. He might be making a little money, but you know how he made his money? He made most of his money off of you simpletons, man. Off of these controversial videos. That's what he does. Leviticus 14:11. For those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. That's why you see people who's well-to-do and making money, they're not out there posting all these videos, you know, talking about how rich they are and how much money they got. This is the mindset of black culture. The black culture, they're set up to hate on other jakes, right? This is what they do. If they feel they got more money than you, then they feel like that they have to look down on you and talk down on you, right? Meanwhile, there's people of other ethnicities talking about this man, but he doesn't go full-blown on a white Christian saying the same thing. Again, this is black-on-black hate. Now, he's the one that went up to the other camps and started talking, and brothers tried to tell him things, and he tried to push, you know, that wealth doctrine, right? Anyway, Proverbs 28:48, 28:16, it says, 17, 18, cursed shall be the fruit of the body. No, 19, cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out, right? So you're cursed, no matter how you look at it. Deuteronomy 28:48, let's see here. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. So really this guy is no different than a black rapper who boasts about all the money he got, sitting up there with those windshield wiper glasses and his big effeminate beard, man, his lined up beard, and want to look smooth for everybody. See, he's another hook, line, and sinker, man. That's all this guy is, man. That's what he does. And we can see it. If you have any kind of intelligence, you can see it, right? Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst, and nakedness and in want of all things, right? And that's what it says. That's what it is. And hunger. See, he don't understand that we're under the curses, right? And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee, right? You can see this back in the time of what happened to us in slavery, right? And as the scholars say, even in Babylon, right? So even if that's the case, Ecclesiastes 1:9, there's no new thing under the sun. Things reincarnate. This fraudster don't understand. He came against the wrong people, man. Right? And I'm gonna say, I don't hate on anybody who have money. You make your money. But come on, man. Anybody got to boast and brag about what he has? He really doesn't have it. First Timothy 6:17. Charge them which are rich in this world. And it's not even really talking about this guy. He's not rich. Come on, man. He had a little settlement, and then he just started bragging and boasting, got a YouTube content, right? Just like a little 18, 19, 20-year-old that reached a settlement, got an inheritance, right? That they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches. This guy go on like this, and everybody starts catching on to his act. See, one thing about these jakes are like black women. See, one thing about a lot of these jakes, when they have the money, that's not enough. They need the attention to go with it. And I'm not going to quote Corey Holcomb on that too much, but this guy, you can see, he ain't got it. So what he got to do, he got to put himself out there, flash some money. The scripture says a rich man has many friends, right? That's why you get those subscribers. But a poor man has none. And what he's doing is he's preying on innocent people that don't have money or struggling. He's doing a very exact evil thing that's been done in this society now, that the oppressors has been set up to do. You get caught up. You're broke. I be telling brothers, who struggling a little bit, you got to try to stay away from them infomercials, because that's like a demon that'll latch on you, because it'll say, hey, we got another way. But the scripture says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. You got to trust in the Lord. Have faith. This guy is not talking about faith, right? He's a carnal man in the flesh. He's just talking about money. It's not about money. You got to survive off money. You got to have money. But his men, his elect men, is not about the money here. That's why the scripture says, love not the world or the things in it. Don't love your life, meaning don't love the materials that you get in this world, because it's all fraudulent. You think you own your TV? You think you own your car? That's why you have what you call a registration, read before registration ownership. You don't own that, right? You got to pay for that registration in order to drive your car. Don't pay for your registration. You don't have a car. I don't give a damn if you own it. Don't pay for your gas and electric. You don't have a TV. Don't pay for your cable phone bill. You don't have a phone bill. So all of us are subject to the authorities. We never said that we don't have to go to the white man to pay for things and do what we need to do. But it's about being conscious. This guy's not about waking up to truth. That's why if he came to our camp and he started talking that trash, I tell him send his butt on down the street, man. I'm not gonna say any names, but he got to go on down the street, because what is he going to do? All he's going to do is tell us that we're complaining, when the scriptures say that we're going to complain. Ezekiel 9:4, cry aloud aside for all the abominations. Now all these things that is happening and all this money he's getting, why isn't he funding going against abortions, right? Going against all the idolatry, all the wickedness, all the sickness that's going on in the earth, man. Why don't you put your money to help that, not some goddamn so-called business? Because a lot of these businesses are being set up to destroy you. And a lot of you people who think, and there's nothing wrong with business, a lot of you people think that you need to come to this guy for business. Start your own damn business. You don't need him. Let me go to his Patreon. Salakia. I meant to go there. I'm going to go right there. It says, seat at the table for $50, $49 a month. Well, wait a minute. If I'm already struggling, why would I give you my last $50 a month, right? Just so I could see how well you're doing. This is some sick stuff, man. Anyway, limited enrollment. You will have unprecedented access to Anton and all the tools needed to become the best version of yourself. He was just talking about the Bible. All the tools you need is the scriptures. Or whatever you people are into. We speak of the elect. But you don't need to go to this guy to get the best version of yourself. Look at him. How the hell is he the best version of himself? Right? If you are easily offended, resist change overall, uncoachable, this is not for you. And this is how you sell. This is a weirdo, man. It says you'll receive all the benefits, exclusive access, plus direct access to Anton. So you got to pay to get an email to this guy or talk to him? Bi-weekly, one-on-one touch base to answer. This is another Polight, man. Your question, I might even title it that. A live mastermind session? Oh, man. This is sick. That's all I have on that. Shalom.